God bless and good morning. Welcome to another round of Rise and Shine Cumberland County. I'm Co-Pastor Al McAllister.
Yes, and I'm Dr. Teresa McAllister.
Well, we're here for another beautiful round of Rise and Shine Cumberland County, a program that's been recently created that shares with the community different resources that we have within the community. You know, there's always that time when you be wondering, who do I call for this particular concern or issue? Well, Cumberland County is resolving that. They're bringing forth twice a month, every second and fourth Wednesday, different organizations within the Cumberland County that offer resources to help us know who to call, what they do. And again, we are blessed to be able to have with us this morning from the Board of Commissioners. We have a litany of information that we want to share with you this morning. So let's get right into it because time flies so fast when we're going. So we're going to start off. I want you to introduce yourselves because the community need to know who's with us. Let's start off this morning to my near left.
I'm County Commissioner Marshall Faircloth. I'm happy to be here. Regret to say that I have to leave just a little early, but just want to stop by and say hello and support the fine people that actually prepared some good information for you to bring this morning.
Appreciate that.
Good morning. My name is Iva Clark. I'm the Deputy Clerk to the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, and I'm very excited to be here today.
Good morning. My name is Andrea Tebby. I'm the clerk to the board for the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, and I'll admit I'm a little nervous today.
That's okay. We're going to help fix that. We're going to just relax you.
Good morning. My name is Veronica Jones. I am your Vice Chairwoman, County Commissioner at Large. Always a pleasure to be here with the WIDU family. We also have our Chairman, Mr. Kirk Deviere, in the studio with us here today.
Thank you.
It's a great morning.
We appreciate you being here with us today. And again, our focus this morning is civic engagement and community partnership. We're going to deal with a little bit of community, and that really is an important topic in itself, community partnership and civic engagement. Again, we thank God for you taking time to share with us your time so that we can continue to help the community realize the resources that's around with us. Again, today we're talking about civic engagement and ways that Cumberland County residents so they can see how decisions are being made. You know, you always wonder who's deciding who's making this decision. Well, we're going to try to bring a little bit of clarity to that. We're going to share their voices and then try to get them involved and get you involved in helping to shape the community. And I believe that's crucially important. When you know who to get involved with, you can help shape the community. So our conversation will highlight some of the Cumberland County works and how to keep our local government accessible and transparent. That's what we are looking for, is transparency. And so we're going to help do that. And again, Pastor Teresa, start us off with our first question first. Again, and again, our whole focus is civic engagement and community partnership. That's what, collaboration. That's what everybody's saying. Do we work together? Which entities come together to help resolve different issues?
So this question is, many residents, they don't realize how easy it is to follow county business. So can you explain the different ways people can view the Board of Commissioners meetings?
Of course. So they can view the meetings in several different ways. They're always live streamed with CCNTV Spectrum Channel 5. Our PIO staff uploads them to YouTube, and of course residents are always welcome to attend in person.
And as we get started, and I'm gonna ask you this question a couple of times because people always they're gonna hear what we're saying and they're gonna capture part of it and they're gonna miss part of it. Who do we call to get this information? How do we go? Can you give us a point of contact, Mr. Andrew?
You can contact myself. My phone number is 910-678-7771. You can contact Iva at 910-678-7772. And you're always welcome to contact our PIO staff as well.
Again, we have with us the Board of Clerk and also the Deputy Clerk of Commissioners as well as the Commissioners with this morning. Again, dealing with civic engagement and partnership. Again, that information, again, that phone number again, 678-7771 and 678-7772.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
you can capture that. Partnership. Help us a little bit with that. What does that word mean to you when we're saying that we have with us, Madam John? Help us with that one, please.
Yes,
When we talk
definitely.
about partnership, that's a word in itself that really, when people are saying we're divided. Resolve that. Can you resolve that in 30 seconds for us, please?
Oh,
We are not
absolutely.
divided.
Absolutely. Unity, we stand united. And basically, when we talk about partnership, that really means that we have to be collaboratively engaged with working with the other bodies of government. And that includes, of course, the city of Fayetteville, Hope Mill, Spring Lake, and the other municipalities. And I feel like we do a great job at that. That's why public awareness and education is really important. We do have a committee which is called the Fayetteville City Liaison Committee, of which I had the pleasure to be the chair, of which I'll just be the vice chair this year, because we do basically rotate off. One year we'll have the county as the leading force behind that, and the next year the city. So this year, 2026, it is the city's responsibility to do just that. So I'm looking forward to that. We should have a meeting coming up soon. Again, that is the Fayetteville City County Liaison meeting, and the whole goal behind that is so that we can make sure that, just as you stated, facts not fiction, that we are a united body. It's not, them against us, as it is that of working together. So that's just one of many particular things that we do have. We also have the Commissioners Coffee, which takes place every month, so the individuals can come out. Collaboration and partnership, no doubt, means that we want to make sure that our residents, we hear their voices. So that's just, again, one of two things. We have the county city, the Fayetteville City County Liaison meeting, which happens every once a month, and we have our conversations and coffees with the county. So I disagree with that statement. I do believe that we are united as an overall, and it really is that about making sure the voices of our community have an opportunity to, come to the table with things.
Ms. Jones, I'm sitting right here and I caught half of what you were saying. Give us a phone number so we can call you later on and get the other half,
Good
please.
information.
Great
Okay.
information. For our listening community that really say, that sounds good what you're saying. I missed half of it. How can I call this lady to get the rest of it?
If you want to know about the Cumberland County and Fayetteville Liaison Committee meetings, you would still call the same number as before to find out when those meetings are, 910-678-7771. My apologies, but you can also contact, I don't have that number in my head, the Fayetteville Cumberland County City Council. They have a number as well. I don't know if Andrea still knows that number, but because it is a collaboration of Fayetteville and Cumberland County Liaison Committee, both numbers would be able to give you that information, but I just know the number to the county.
And again, that's so important. That's what we really want to convey during these settings, is that help the community know who to contact, how to go about contacting, and not to feel nervous and feel. So now, is any and everyone welcome to attend these meetings, or is it for certain?
Oh, absolutely. It's open to the public once a month when they, like I said, as needed when it comes to the Fayetteville and Cumberland County Liaison Committee meetings. They're usually in the afternoon. That might change this year, but the information's also on the website. It is open to the public, but I must say it is a time for information and listening on different topics. Those particular meetings, we welcome residents to come and listen for the committee meetings. However, they will not be able to partake in questions at that time.
So now to answer my next question, so it's like, what should people expect when they come to the meetings? So which meetings are they allowed to participate in? Which ones do they come and just kind of hear what's going on? Is there certain settings for that, Commissioner Fairclough?
Well, we mentioned the coffee with the commissioners. That's a great time. If it's still
Coffee.
if it's still going to be early in the morning, then you just have to skip your coffee and come down and have coffee with us, and that's a good time for dialogue back and forth. And that's coming up soon, and those dates will be announced shortly, unless you have them with you, Miss Andrea.
And that's can we go back to that website that she just mentioned to find out when those meetings are?
Our website is www.cumberlandcountync.gov.
That's where we can find the same information as when to, or call the number that you gave us. And so if somebody is riding right now and can't write down that website, they can call that number. Because that's a great time to be able to have collaboration, just sit and learn. It's more relaxed doing a coffee where you can kind of get to know the people and be able to convey your thoughts or concerns. Is that right? That's what we do at those meetings? Help me out a little bit.
Yes. So they will
Absolutely.
be there. Our PIO staff will coordinate the information, and then we will notice those meetings. So they will go out on our website, and there'll also be a public notice sent out to our Sunshine List. So media will receive those information.
And again, for the ones that said, I just got off work, I want to really get this out, because there are a lot of people really want to stay in tune, but just I don't have the time, transportation or whatever. That again, they can go by via the website to be able to get the same information.
Correct.
Absolutely. That's a good asset to know. I don't have to be at the meeting, but I can still know what's going on.
Yes, and our first town hall is scheduled for Spring Lake on February 19th.
February 19th, that's in Spring Lake?
Yes, and it is in the evening, so people can come after work.
Absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, as we're having these meetings, what is your role in helping residents participate in public comment periods, and how do those public comment periods work?
Let the deputy clerks get those first,
Yes.
and then we want the commissioners to share the same with that.
Yes.
Your role in this.
Yes, community can definitely be engaged in our meetings. For example, our evening meetings is when we have public comment period. That is usually the third Monday of each month at 6:45 p.m. People can sign up by calling the numbers that we provided, and they can speak
Third
with
Monday
Andrea.
each month?
Yes, sir.
Third Monday each
of
meeting. I'm trying to
month
make sure
at-
that's conveyed. Third Monday.
Third
if you
Monday
lock
of
that.
each month at 6:45 p.m. It is held in room 118 at the Cumberland County Courthouse. And they can sign up in person, so if they come and they decide they want to speak, they can sign up. There is a sign-up sheet available that they can put their name down. They will have to provide their address and their topic that they will be speaking on.
Okay.
But if they want to sign up before then, they can contact myself or Andrea at the numbers we provided, and we can sign them up for them to speak at public comment period. The information that they speak on has to be pertaining to Cumberland County, and they are given 3 minutes to speak at that meeting. But they will be able to address the Board of Commissioners and express themselves during that meeting. So
But
they have
that's
that
crucial what you're saying. Whatever they want to share has to be pertaining to that
Cumberland
particular
County.
topic.
Yes,
If
sir.
not, you're out there on a rabbit chase, there's everything going on. Okay, nobody's there to answer that. That's crucial. For 3 minutes, you can convey your conversation, your concern, but it has to be pertaining to that particular topic.
Cumberland County, yes, sir.
Typically, if I can add, we do not intervene. The commissioners listen. We're there to listen, and typically we don't interact with the speaker. We can ask to be recognized by the chairman if we have a question for the speaker, perhaps. But generally speaking, we sit and listen. We take notes, and if there's a question that comes up, it's generally referred over to staff to follow up.
So, am I hearing right? Whoever's bringing that concern may not get their concern addressed because you're just pretty much receiving, you're listening to their concerns. So they may have to come back another time to get more discussion, interaction with their particular conversation.
May not have to come back if there's a question that is germane to the business of Cumberland County. Generally speaking, some staff person will be assigned to interact with that individual and get their question answered.
That's good. That's good. Ms. Jones, any add on to that one? He just nailed it by himself.
Actually, he did nail it, but I think it's also important, as we were stating earlier, as she was sharing, Ava, when she was saying, this is an opportunity for people to come and speak about their concerns. And so it does have to be related to county government. So I wanted to take time to state that sometimes people actually don't really know what the county commissioners do. And we are a, county government. We are supposed to be acting as policymakers. So that means no doubt that some of our key responsibilities is that we make decisions on budgeting and taxes as far as what those rates are going to be, infrastructure and planning, also administrative and personnel. We have a county manager that handles that. And definitely a lot to do with, policy and ordinance and advocacy. So when individuals are coming to those meetings, no doubt, if there's an issue with advocacy, for instance, many times we have individuals from nonprofits that might want to show up. If you have concerns about your ordinance when it comes to buildings and things like that, or you're trying to get a permit. So just want to make sure individuals understand we as elected officials, as commissioners, those are some of our responsibilities as policymakers in those areas, again, for duties and responsibilities to make policies in those those areas when it comes to setting tax rates, going over the budget for our community, infrastructure and planning, that of policy and ordinance and advocacy. That is important to know, because then if it falls in alignment with those areas, you can be there and, and hopefully get some assistance or let us hear your concerns. No doubt, if it's something that does not fall in those other areas, as we talked about the fact that we work with other bodies of government, we just want to make sure you're at the right place. If it's something that the city government handles, no doubt you don't want to be there and sign up, wait for a whole hour and be in the wrong area. So that is why I want to make sure that it's important. You've got the number 910-678-7771. Make sure that when you come to sign up, and it happens all the time, somebody might have a concern about the school board, but yet they might be over at the, at city council. We provide the budget, but no doubt the school board has elected officials as well with their own meetings. So always making sure when you're signing up that it is that of something that the county can assist you with.
Again, just in case you joined the conversation late, we have with us the Board of Commissioners, Marshall Faircloth, Ms. Veronica Jones, also the Deputy Clerk and the Clerk of Board of Commissioners, sharing crucial information with us to help us navigate through our questions, our concerns as we go. Now, let me ask you this one question, because you've mentioned this, and even when they are getting ready to address their concerns, before and after meetings, how can the residents access the agendas? And I think that's where you gave us that again. Give us that again. They want to be able to access the agenda of the meetings before and after, maybe the one that's coming up that they'll be following. How can they do that again?
So we work very hard to prepare our agendas, and they're always published the Wednesday before a meeting.
Wednesday before the meeting.
Wednesday before the meeting. And they are located on our website, www.cumberlandcountync.gov.
Okay.
Under the Board of Commissioners. And when you click on our page, it'll have meetings and agendas, and you can click on the agendas tab, and it'll pull up all the agendas that are on that website. And once an agenda has been approved and finalized, it stays on the website. They don't come off. We don't rotate them. The records are always there.
Now, you've been doing this for a while. What's some of the most challenging questions or concerns you have at the meetings when they come, in order to navigate and do your job? That may be, I hope you have to dig back too deep to get that one now, because that may be say, oh, well, let me cross my legs and talk for a while. What are some of the most challenging concerns that you have when you're trying to do your job as a clerk and deputy clerk?
We receive a lot of calls every day. We just want always the residents to know that we hear them and that we share their concerns with the Board of Commissioners, and the Board of Commissioners takes every single call very seriously. What may not seem big to other people, when you're in that moment and your concern is your reality, then it's very important to you, and we always make sure that we listen diligently to what those residents have to say.
So you hear them. That's
Yes.
crucial to put out,
Yes.
because everyone's concern is important to them.
Yes.
And when they don't hear to immediately address, nobody's listening to me per se. You're saying, I hear you. We take your calls and we address those issues.
Yes, sir. We strive to ensure that anybody that comes in and has a concern, that we relay the information to the appropriate persons to make sure they receive the help that they need.
Let me throw the same question out to the commissioners, either one of you, Faircloth or Jones. The most challenging, when you address every day with concerns, we don't have an hour to do this, so quickly, what's some of the most challenging ones that you deal with on a daily basis that you're still trying to work through, resolve?
You want to know the commissioner's concern or the clerk's concern?
No, Commissioner. The challenges that you face every day, you're doing your job every day, and there's a lot of reoccurring problems that you face every day that's challenging, that you really want to fix, but my hands are tied, I can't, or don't have the resources, et cetera, et cetera. Is that too much of a loaded question?
I'll be very succinct. The biggest concern that I think I have, and I've been at this a long time, is that people don't fully understand, generally speaking, what county commissioners do. Okay, they think, well, we've got a city council. We kind of figure out what they do. They take care of police and fire and garbage pickup and things of that nature. What does the county do? Well, the short answer is always the county is here to provide state services. That's the business we're in. State services. And I always say, whether I'm campaigning or whether I'm just talking to people, if the folks in Raleigh could run everything from Raleigh, there'd be no such thing as a county. Okay. So to get the services out to the people, that's why we have counties. And most people don't really understand. We are not we're kind of like the city council of the county, because we make decisions and we make policy, but we're not providing municipal services, generally speaking. There's if you look at what the county must do, if you write it down on a piece of notebook paper, you'll go down one side of the paper and then half of the other side of the paper, and you'll have that list of what the county must do. If you look at the same list for what the city must do, they have one thing, and that's code enforcement. That's the only thing they're required to do by the state government. So most of the money comes down from the county, already spent on that list of things. And because we're able to raise some money locally through local property taxes, we're able to do some things locally as well. But just remember, it's state services. That's our primary job.
This is crucial information, because when a person don't understand your job, then they may not think you're doing your job. When you say that's not my job. We've got to take a quick break. You're listening to Cumberland County Rise and Shine, where we share information, crucial information, as Marshall Faircloth just gave to us. If you understand what we are called to do or not called to do, it helps you better appreciate what we do. Again, you're listening to Cumberland County Rise and Shine. We're going to take a quick break. Please stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Republican North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis says he has no confidence at all in Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Meanwhile, a memo obtained by CBS News from Customs and Border Protection does not line up with what DHS officials originally claimed about the shooting death of VA nurse Alex Preddy in Minneapolis. The snow and ice on the roads haven't even fully melted yet, and we're already looking at the possibilities of another winter storm this weekend in North Carolina. Tens of millions of people in the eastern U.S. are still in a deep freeze this morning. In Mississippi and Tennessee particularly, things are bad. Starting this Sunday, the Transportation Security Administration will enforce a new policy for people traveling without a real ID. They'll have to pay $45 in order to use an alternative identification system. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. At about 9:15 in the morning on Tuesday, January 27th, Fayetteville police got two separate threatening phone calls regarding potential acts of mass violence at Ashley Elementary School and Lucille Souders Elementary School. Patrol division officers, the school resource officer, and the K-9 unit immediately responded to both locations and initiated a thorough investigation. During the course of the investigation, two juveniles were identified as responsible for the threats and have been referred to the Department of Juvenile Justice. Based on the findings, investigators do not believe those threats to be credible, and there is no indication of immediate danger to student, staff, or the public. The Internal Revenue Service has opened the 2026 tax filing season and began accepting and processing federal individual income tax returns for tax year 2025. The IRS expects about 164 million individual tax returns for tax year 2025 to be filed ahead of the Wednesday, April 15th federal deadline. From WIDU Radio.
Our weather's all about high pressure today. I think we'll have plenty of sunshine this afternoon once these clouds move on by this morning. The high in the mid-30s to low 40s. Mainly clear tonight, frigid with mid-teens to low 20s. Still cold tomorrow with partly to mostly cloudy skies. It's a lot of thick upper-level clouds. The highs in the mid-30s to about 40. Mostly cloudy skies on Friday. Saturday, as of right now, there is snow in the forecast. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Are you looking for an opportunity to serve the community? Become a part of the decision-making in the City of Fayetteville government and apply to fill an upcoming vacancy on our boards and commissions. You can apply now through January 31st by visiting fayetteville.nc.gov/boards. Click on the red Apply button found in the middle of the page. Boards and commissions are a great way for residents to engage in their community and help build a greater Fayetteville.
If you are on Medicare, scammers may target you to steal your identity. Remember, Medicare will never call you asking for personal details. The NC Department of Insurance Senior Medicare Patrol program is here to protect you from fraud and provides you with knowledge to stay safe. Contact SMP today at ncshiip.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
Hello, my name is Pastor G.M. Thompson, the pastor of New Beginning Christian Faith Center. We're located at 4326 Coventry Road. Our order of services are, we have Sunday morning Sunday school at 9:30 a.m., morning worship at 11 a.m. We have Wednesday Bible class at 7 p.m. Our motto is, it's all about God. You're welcome anytime. Come and join us. You will be blessed of the Lord.
Pastor T.C. Leak of Smith Temple Church of God in Christ. We invite you to come and share with us in our services Sunday morning, our Sunday school at 10 o'clock, 11:35, morning worship. We have healing and deliverance every first Sunday night. We invite you to come and share with us in that service, and God will bless you and do you good. God bless you, and heaven smile upon you, is my prayer.
This is Pastor Wilbert Blandon Jr. of Antioch Bible Fellowship Ministries, and you're listening to Wake Up.
This is Pastor Neil of the New Covenant Christian Faith Church Ministries, 5427 Murchison Road, and I am proud to be a member of Wake Up.
Again, thank you for staying tuned. Again, you're listening to Rise and Shine Cumberland County, and we are focusing today on community partnership and civic involvement. Again, we want you to be able to be engaged in the city, in the county, and everything that's going on within this area. So we bring this program to you every second and fourth Wednesdays at 9 a.m. And the entire objective is to help you know who to contact and what each different entity within the county does. Before we went off for the break, we was asking the question from the different boards, what are some of the challenges that you run into on a daily basis that sometimes your hands are tired, but you still are working diligently to resolve that? Marshall Fairclough answered it in detail. Ms. Jones, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, thank you. Actually, I do, because I would say that one of the challenges that we as commissioners runs into, and I'm glad we're talking about civic engagement and that of partnership, as Marshall stated, our duties and responsibilities as policymakers, sometimes when people don't understand the operations, they get it confused. So just as he stated, we are making certain policies. However, partnership is important. I'm going to use a great example. People get confused in regards to a great topic in our community now, E. Smith High School. Mm-hmm. That is a collaboration. Mm-hmm. We do have school board members as well. You vote for the Board of Education. So sometimes people get confused because of the fact that, yes, we do fund the school system. However, I'm going to use that as a great example. I want to clear up some of the misconfusion in our community. At E.E. Smith, will there be a new school? Yes. We are not taking the lead on that as commissioners. That is not our responsibility to do so. We fully fund the school system, and as you all know, just as we have our responsibilities as commissioners and as Commissioner at Large, Mr. Fairclough stated, we all have different roles, and with one of those roles is, will we be of support to our elected school board education? We elect them to do things in the school board, and so you do have elected officials that are school board elected officials. Will they take the lead on that when it comes to the new E. Smith School and any other thing that has to do with the school board? Yes. Will we, in collaboration partnership, make sure that we are in support and in that particular project? Yes, but I did want to clear that up. We have a responsibility for fundings of which we have provided for the school system.
Right.
No doubt we have to respectfully allow them to take the lead as they should. That's why you elected your school board elected officials, and we will be of support. So I wanted to clear that up, and thank you so much, Commissioner at Large, Mr. Marshall Fairclough. When people don't understand the operations of what we do, that is how things a lot of times get confused. And the importance, as you stated, partnership. The county takes a lot to run for our community. And so we have several different departments, which is why I brought up the school department. We have to entrust that they will take the lead on certain things. And then no doubt there's other areas of the county we cannot do it without these two young ladies, our deputy clerks, and that of a large, our manager Greer and the rest of the staff. So understanding who does what for our community is very important.
I believe this new program that the county has with Rise and Shine will help clear up a lot of that. Pastor Teresa, you had another question you wanted to share.
I'm going to take this question to Deputy Clerk Clark. Another important way residents can participate is by serving on boards and commissions. Can you walk us through how to apply? What types of boards exist, and who should consider applying?
That is a great question, and everyone should consider applying. Every person.
Okay.
Yes, you, me, your mom, dad, everybody should consider applying because everybody can help in one way, shape, or form. The county has several boards. I believe we have a total of 32 at this time that are active and people can apply. People can apply online at our website, www.cumberlandcountync.gov. And if you go to the Commissioners tab and look under Appointed Boards and Commissions, there's a list of boards and commissions that we have on the website, and there you are able to apply. Once you apply, your application does come to Andrea and myself, and we are able to see your application, and we take your application and compile everything and present it to the commissioners, so the commissioners can come together and nominate people to serve on the different boards and commissions that we have. For example, we have the ABC board, which helps with the control of alcohol and distribution of alcohol here in Cumberland County. We have the Social Services Board, which our Vice Chairwoman Jones is a part of that board, and they come together to make decisions concerning the social services of Cumberland County. We have the Board of Health, we have the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. We have several boards that people can get involved in and be a part of. I always say when we have our Citizens Academy, I tell everyone it's better to be there and be involved yourself so you can make a difference. There's no better way to be there unless you're there. And you can actually be a part of the differences that are made and changes that are made in the county to make a difference. So we always encourage people to apply, even if you feel like you're not necessarily qualified, apply. Because if you apply, you may not be qualified to serve on this board, but there may be another board that you are qualified to serve on. Some of our boards have specific roles that they have to fill. For example, the Board of Health has an optometrist position. Of course, you have to be a certified optometrist to be in that position. But then they also have an at-large position or at-large positions. So that means anyone in the county can serve as in an at-large position and still provide that input as a citizen of the county.
Help me with that term, because you're really hearing it now. In fact, Fairclough, he's a commissioner at large. Regular commissioner and then an at large. Can you, for the community to understand that one, is that Am I hitting you too quick with that one? Ms. Jones, help us. What's the difference between a regular and then an at-large? Because you shared that, and that's crucial.
I'd like to share that since I am the at-large vice chair for this area.
Okay.
The difference would be, as I always try to tell people to simplify it, at-large is going to cover all that of the incumbent of Fayetteville, which is all of Cumberland County and the outskirts. So although we all do serve every area, since people always like to talk about the city, the mayor, when you get ready to vote, because we do have voting coming up, he is going to be, no doubt, everyone's going to select the mayor, as that's a larger territory. And as myself and Mayor Faircloth, as the at-large seats, everyone will be able to, when you come up this voting on February 12th and the 28th, will be voting for us because the at-large is going to encompass all of that of the Fayetteville area.
So you got districts,
Right.
Okay, like someone got district 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
Then you say, on my at-large, what's the difference between one that has a district and then one has an at-large
At-large is
position?
incumbent that whole area. So that means District 1 and 2 is our area of incumbent, also the municipalities as well. So just territorial, to simplify it, you're going to have the territories, just like with city council and anything else. Districts are going to be certain areas of town. You can only
Okay.
vote for those areas.
Right.
But at large, just as when I compared it to the mayoral side, it's going to be all of those districts as well as other areas as well incumbent to that.
Thank you. Now, I'll cut you off, Ms. Clark. Were you finished with that one? I didn't want, but I wanted to plug that in. When you mentioned that at-large, I know that's always out there.
Well, let me leave this question out, leading back to both of the board there. Can you share an example where community feedback helped shape a board decision? Either one.
Yes, that actually just happened at our last meeting. One of the topics that we were discussing was the creating of a water district for certain areas of Fayetteville and Cumberland County. We had a public hearing, so we always take, when we have a public hearing, they're noticed and they're advertised and people can come speak. So at this public hearing, we had a lot of people that had concerns and opinions on whether or not a water district should be created in their area. The Board of Commissioners took everything that those residents were saying and decided that this was not the time to vote. Instead, what they would do is they will now hold town halls in those areas so they can seek more input from the residents. So that is a time that the commissioners really listened to what was being said at our meetings.
So it's so important for the membership, if you have a concern, to come forth, because your concern really helps shape the decision that's been made.
Yes, sir.
And again, I emphasize that because people say, well, they're going to just do what they're going to do, and I don't matter. That's not true. Elaborate on that a little bit. Their concerns matter in shaping those decisions that's made.
Yes, our commissioners take that very seriously. As you'll often hear during a meeting when the presenter's speaking, a commissioner will ask questions and say, okay, can you elaborate a little bit more because we have a listening audience. And there's acronyms that are often used in county government. You'll hear something and people may not know what it stands for. So the commissioner will say, okay, can you elaborate a little bit more? Can you explain what that acronym stands for? So they want the residents to know what's happening.
Yes.
And they take in account what is said during a public hearing or during a public comment period. Our commissioners, I believe, take that to heart in their decision making.
That's crucial. That's important. Again, I'm so appreciative of this program that we do, because I feel that it will cause more people to get involved because they understand a little bit more of who to contact and what is being discussed, how to go about bringing their concerns to the meetings so that they can help make a difference. Ms. Jones?
And she's absolutely right. And since I'm right here, I might as well speak as the commissioner. It will sometimes make us make up our mind. And absolutely right. At one of our last meeting, of which she's speaking of, we had residents from Stedman that came to voice their concerns about a water issue. And because of their concerns, there's about 30 or 40 people. Myself and some of the commissioners were going to, at first, prior to them coming, move forward. However, after listening to the residents, I had decided that I wanted to make a motion with support of the rest of the commissioners that I made a recommendation for town halls. So we definitely do, as she stated, take in consideration. Moving from one avenue can switch just that soon, and that was a great example that Ms. Andrea used, because that's what particularly happened in our last meeting. We were ready to move one direction. 30 individuals or more showed up. After hearing their input, I decided I wanted to make a recommendation. We should have some town halls. and I appreciate the rest of the board making sure that they were in favor of that as well. So we are listening when they show up and give their input, all of our residents.
Again, you listen to the voices of the clerk of the Board of Commissioners, the deputy clerk, and the vice chair of the Board of Commissioners, bringing crucial information. Let me ask you this question, Ms. Clark, because you were sharing, I think you said there are 32 different boards people can serve on. How do they go about looking at that litany of different boards, decide which one? Where do they find that information? Again, to your website again?
Yes, sir. They can go to www.cumberlandcountync.gov, and they can find that information under appointed boards and commissions. There is a list of boards there for them to choose on, and when they click on each board, it does give a description of what that board does and how that board is made up. So it will tell you if it has 15 members, if it has 3 members, if it has required or specific job titles. It will give you all that information there. But if they are unsure and they don't know, or they just need to want to talk to someone, they can call myself or Andrea at the numbers we provided, 910-678-7771 or 7772, and they can speak to either of us about the boards and commissions, and we will go in and answer any questions that they may have. But they can apply online, and their application will come to me, and then we work hard to compile it for the commissioners so they can go through and nominate people to fill the vacancies on the board. Now, they can apply for up to 4 boards, but they can only serve on 2 at a time.
2 boards at a time? 2
boards at a time, yes,
and I'm
sir.
sure that should probably keep you occupied. Now, speaking of that, some of the meetings that is being conducted that the citizens really need to be paying attention to, listen to, when are those meetings? What are some of those meetings that you say, I really wish the community was here in this meeting, even here at the meeting, but at least online, listen to the meeting? What are some of the meetings and when are they conducted that would help the community change or be more engaged?
So they can attend any of our meetings. We have our morning meeting the first Monday of every month at 9 a.m.
Every Monday?
The first Monday of every month.
First Monday.
Yes,
okay.
at 9 a.m. That is our morning meeting. And then we have on the second Thursday of every month is our agenda session, where we start working on the agenda and we go and dive a little deeper into some of the topics. And that is the second Thursday of every month at 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our third meeting, which is the third Monday of every month in the evening at 6:45 p.m. All of our meetings are held at the courthouse. They're all on our website, and they're also noticed, because that is a requirement for our job, is we have to notice the public meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Public is always welcome to attend those meetings. And if you can't get there in person, you can listen to it on YouTube. You can, I think, even go through our Facebook page, and you can look at it on the website.
Ooh-wee.
Yes, we have multiple ways to view a meeting.
And we also, okay, Ms. Jones, go ahead.
I wanted to also encourage people as well. Those meetings are important. But as you stated about our 33 boards, we as the commissioners also have appointed positions. I do serve on the JCPC, Juvenile Crime Prevention Council Board, the Social Service Board, of which we meet today at 1 o'clock on the 3rd floor at the Social Service Department, and I am still on the Public Health Board. I say that to say that I know sometimes with the parking or you can't get to our meetings. Good news about our regular commissioners meetings is they are taped. However, if you know you have a special interest, please be advised, again, as I stated, the other boards, those are open to the public as well. Social Service Board today, 1 o'clock at the DSS. Public Health Department, we usually meet. You can go on the website, the Public Health Department. It's at 6 o'clock in the evening. But those boards are also open to the public in case you do have an interest in one of those areas. And Public Health Department Board, for instance, those are at the Public Health Department. Social Services, Social Service, just in case you are someone that knows what your interest is. Our meetings, no doubt, all are important, but we do encourage individuals, at least I encourage individuals, show up at those meetings as well. Now, all of the commissioners do serve, again, appointed positions for we as the commissioners. Tonight, we have a meeting at 5:30. Many people ask us about that. All commissioners are on the Board of Trustees at the Cape Fear Hospital. That is one of the particular boards that is not open to the public. However, the other boards are all open to the public, just like our regular meetings. And I would encourage our citizens to show up at the Social Service Board meeting, show up at the Public Health Department meeting, because it gives you an opportunity, just as you stated, as our regular meetings, an opportunity to hear about what is going on. So with our regular meetings, sometimes they can be long, and it might be better. We encourage you to come down to the, to the courthouse, but it might be more convenient to watch online. However, again, if you know that you have an interest, for example, JCPC, Juvenile Crime Prevention Board that I serve on, and you know youth is important to you, we welcome and encourage you to come to the meetings, of which those are also on the website of when they are available. And I say that to say convenience for our community. That way, you are coming to what you know is specifically that of an interest to you, and for time's sake. But know that those meetings are open to the public, and you are welcome to attend.
I want to, and we only have a few minutes left. How can you encourage someone to get engaged? I mean, that's our focus this morning, is civic engagement and community partnership. What words would you, either one of you, share to maybe cause someone to feel like they get engaged? And one of the important parts you mentioned, Ms. Talbot, was if a person may not be qualified for one particular board, you may look through the list and maybe suggest they can serve on another board based on, their qualifications. But there may be people that say, I'm a nobody or whatever, or I just don't qualify, I don't have the education level. What would you say to someone to help get their community? That's really what we want, is collaboration to get our community involved. Help us with that one.
Definitely call and ask Iva. She can give you information on every single one of those boards and let you know that you may have an interest in, because I'm going to build her up just a quick second, because this girl's amazing. But one thing we were having trouble getting was people on our Senior Citizens Advisory Board. In conjunction with our PIO staff, they went and made videos, and they put them out on social media. And it made people realize, oh, that's not something I knew I could do. So now, because of the efforts that she made and PIO made, our Senior Citizens Advisory Board is full. So ask questions, get involved. When we have our Citizens Academy, we have that every fall, and you get to go around and learn everything about Cumberland County government. That is a great way to get involved and get a lot of your questions answered, and you learn even more about how county government works and how the boards and commissions work. And also, just give us a call at any time. We're glad to answer questions.
Yes, that was, yes.
678-771. No, 771.
Yes, sir.
And 678-772.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
We can get those questions answered. Someone is at the phone to answer your questions.
Yes, that was one of our questions, how someone could get involved with their county government. And so if there's some other information we know you may have that we haven't asked, that's very important, that you want to share, we're going to give you the opportunity, each of you, if you'd like to share something that we should know that we didn't ask, that will help us to better serve in our community.
Maybe just how to sing.
Well, yeah, okay. But no, citizens are strongly encouraged to reach out to the commissioners. Our board is very intentional about transparency, and they are very mindful of the needs of the county. It is not lost on them the things that are happening in our society today. So they are very, very intentional about knowing what's going on in their community. So when you reach out to us, if you reach out to the commissioners, they do check their emails, and they are very engaged. So I just want everyone to know that, our board is very aware of what's going on, and they welcome your feedback, and it doesn't fall on deaf ears when you do reach out to them. They do try to assist in any way that they can. So I encourage everyone to continue to keep your eye on the website, keep your eye on our social media platforms, and keep yourself engaged. You need to know what's going on in your community, because it's your community. I grew up in Fayetteville. I went to Westover High School. I went away for college, but I came back to Fayetteville, and this is where I'm raising my daughter. And I'm proud to say that I am a Fayetteville native, and I'm a Cumberland County resident to my heart. I'm 42 years old, and so it's not too much that goes on in Fayetteville or Cumberland County that I don't know about, but I'm happy to be where I am because I'm working with Andrea, and she's already taught me so much. And I just love the relationship that she and I have. But I get to be around people like Vice Chairwoman Jones and our Chairman Deviere and all the other commissioners, and I learn so much from just being around them. So I encourage everybody else to get involved in your community.
I echo exactly what Iva says. Get involved in the community. Look at our website. Take part in Citizens Academy. It is a very informative. Say you're not just wanting to know about Cumberland County. There's other academies that you can take. There's the Leadership Fayetteville. There's the City of Fayetteville Citizens Academy. So you can learn about those things. Also, I want to touch a little bit on the districts. We talked about how Cumberland County is broken down. We have District 1 and District 2. Your area, you may not know what district you fall in. So give us a call. We can look that up for you just based on your address, or you can go to our website, www.cumberlandcountync.gov, and you click on this tab that says How Do I? And it's Find My County Commissioner. When you do that, you type in your address and it pulls up everything from your county commissioner to your state representative. And then it also gives you the contact information. So if you need to reach your commissioner, you click that button and you can email them directly.
That's awesome.
That is all located on our website.
Great info.
I would just say, and they did cover it all. We are not untouchable. Don't be afraid. I always tell people we have a very active, I know myself and all the other commissioners are very involved with community engagement. So when you see us out, don't be afraid to approach us. Call the number 910-678-7771 or call us individually as well. My phone number, a lot of us have a second cell phone number. My phone number, I'm very reachable, 910-474-4821. And as they stated, there's plenty of boards. And also, when you approach us, many times we do want you, of course, to fill out the application, but we can also recommend somebody from the floor as far as the commissioners. And I would definitely encourage our younger millenniums, if you're under the age of 40, this is a great way to get opportunity to network. This is also a great way to be able to be engaged and have your voice heard for that experience. And I know myself and several of the other commissioners, many times we'll be glad when we have board members, especially younger and even older board members, will write your recommendations stating the volunteer work that you did. So it's really all the key points that they stated. Your voice matters. If you get involved, great networking, great way to learn and just make sure that you are heard. You can give your experience as well as in, getting something back yourself.
You've been listening to the voices from our Deputy Clerk of the Board of Commissioners, as well as the Clerk of the Board of Commissioners, as well as the Commissioners. Again, Cumberland County Rise and Shine program has been created to help educate the community. Our time has already elapsed. We have a lot more we want to talk about. So we'll come back on the 11th of February and continue with another great topic. Please stay tuned to WIDU, a radio station that's knowledge-based and issue-driven. God bless you. Have a great day.